I'm getting ready to do the show in a few minutes here. What you up to? No, I go on in like 4 minutes. No, you know my show. Yeah. A bunch of subscribers. No, most are really cool. There's a few in there that are a little creepy. Oh, you wouldn't believe. One guy named Rev. Yeah, you do not want to go fishing with this guy and getting drunk. I tell you that right now. Oh no, he's harmless, I think. Oh, then there's Kathy. Don't get me started on Kathy. No, I think probably Tammany is the murderer of the group. Yeah. No, other than that, they're good people. No, I don't think any of them know that I do gay porn. I wouldn't want them to find out, that's for sure. No, I don't think any one of them know that I have warrants out for shoplifting in 11 states. Well, see, so I built up this show, right? And it's a small community. And I pretend I'm like this good guy, right? And at some point, I'm going to ask them for donations, and I'm going to screw every one of them bastards. Yeah, it's going to be cool, bro. Stick around for that one. All right, I got to start the show now. All right. I got to put on the fake Boogie Bob persona. Hi, guys. How's it going? Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you later. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Boogie Bob. The show is starting right now. I hope you're all having a blessed day. It's on the house. I don't know what's on the house. This is my thumbnail. You get more likes if you do this. Feds wasted $3.3 billion on office furniture while most people were still working at home because of COVID. That's the front page of the paper. That's your big speaker. The CDC dropped $237,000 on solar picnic tables. I don't know. That's the front page of your paper. Now look, the gossip column in the Post is one of the most famous gossip columns of the world. It's called Page 6. That's what they do. That's a Page 6. I usually don't do it here because there's not a lot in there. But today, Page 6, they changed the name to Page Swift. Taylor Swift is about the biggest star on the planet right now. How's my mic check going? Hi, Tammany. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Fafo. Oh, I can see now. How's my sound doing, Rev? Can you hear me okay? I'm all good. Rev is my associate producer. I don't care about that. Today is I Don't Care Wednesday. Or today Thursday. It's I Don't Care Thursday. I don't care. There's a lot of stuff I don't care about. Today, I don't care about nothing. District attorney claims that a police officer hit someone 13 times. That seems like a light day in the New York. The district attorney says to the cop, "Why did you hit him 13 times, officer?" He said, "Well, I was tired." Usually it would be the standard 25, but today I was tired. Hello, girl. An NYPD sergeant punched a man in the face more than a dozen times in December while answering a 911 call about an emotionally disturbed child. Officer Christian Zapata, 36, where at, Joe? The Bronx? Yes. From the Bronx. He's faces third-degree assault charges for allegedly hitting a 43-year-old victim 13 times in less than 9 seconds. Is that even possible? Someone keep count. I want you to count to 9. He just, let's do one of these. Do a Fred Flintstone on him. How do you hit someone 13 times? What is this guy? Steven Seagal? I'm trying, guys. I don't got the pop. I don't have it. Who is this guy? Steven Seagal? He hit the guy 13 times in 9 seconds. This guy is either a douchebag or he's pretty badass. Christian Zapata is charged with repeatedly punching a victim who posed no immediate danger or physical threat. Zapata was, that's the clue here, was, hi David Young. Zapata was a sergeant on the 32nd Precinct in northeastern Harlem when he and a fellow cop responded to the apartment call. The victim tried to check on the child, but Zapata said he was interfering with the media worker. Zapata said you should be kind and loving to all, and then punched him 13 times in the face. Lumber jerk. Here's another guy cutting down trees. Look at this. He's running around cutting down trees. In Greenpoint. I think that's Brooklyn. Several trees in Greenpoint, like these above on Huron Street, have been secretly cut down or sawed. What kind of monster runs around cutting down trees? Shut up, Nightbot. I came here today wearing a hoodie, and I thought, well, it's a little warm for a hoodie, but I like to have pockets. I like to have pockets this way. I can hold my crack pipe in this pocket and my heroin in this pocket. And I get up, and every kid here, about 150 kids, is wearing a hoodie. So I'm really not the only crack addict out here today wearing a hoodie. Airbnb guest wants $100,000. An Airbnb tenant from hell has been squatting at a luxurious guest house overlooking Los Angeles for more than a year and a half. He won't leave unless they give him $100,000. Guys, I have a neighbor right above me. Comes home at 4 in the morning, doing a cha-cha, stomping around. I know the dude, he's a douchebag. Unless he watches this channel, then he's pretty cool. He's not a bad guy at all. He's a dude. He hasn't paid rent in 2.5 years, and they're evicting him. You can't just throw him out. You think you can knock on the door and punch him in the face and throw him out. It doesn't work that way. Once they get in, they're in. This poor Airbnb person has a place overlooking Los Angeles. So you know it's not a shithole. The guy's been there. I'm going to run it back. I'm going to run it back, react to the track, and tell them, oh yes, y'all, I'm raw and you whack. An Airbnb tenant from hell has been squatting, staying illegally, at a luxurious guest house overlooking the Los Angeles for more than a year and a half. And he won't leave unless the homeowner gives him $100,000 location fee, relocation fee. Elizabeth Hirschhorn rented a long-term stay at Sasha Janovich Brentwood Guest Home in September of 2021 for 6 months at a rate of $105 a night. $105 a night. With fees bringing the total to $20,000. That's to pay the tenant. It ain't legal. I think if you're a landlord in New York and someone does that to you, you fall down an elevator shaft. Here's the piece of shit. wanted for murder. He's wanted, dead or alive. Here he is with the knife, stabbing this young man who was trying to protect his girlfriend. Disturbed person of interest sought in Brooklyn. This page right here has 11 stabbings on it. Everything's a stabbing. It's like the editor said, okay, Jim, Martha, Lisa, you're all covering stabbings. You're all going to be doing stabbings, and you're going to put it on page 8 and 9. By the way, I got DJ King Assassin calling me. One of the biggest DJs in the world. I hope that he tunes in to watch. That's why I did not answer. The NYPD zeroes in. Police sources suspect that the man seen on surveillance videos fatally stabbing a Brooklyn activist, Brian Carson, has returned from a wedding Monday with his girlfriend, is a mentally disturbed 18-year-old who lives down the block from the shocking crime. It's this piece of shit. Video of boy shooter 11. I talked about this yesterday. I'm not running the clip, but you can find it online. 11-year-old boy shot 2 of his football teammates. 11-year-old boy. Because they slapped his sandwich out of his hand. And you know, depending on the size of this boy, he doesn't want his sandwich slapped. Shocking surveillance video caught the moment an 11-year-old boy grabbed a gun from his mother's glove box and fired on his teammates after they reportedly took his bag of chips. Now, if it's Funyuns, I get it. You guys been reading about this guy, a young kid, he takes a sandwich and he shoots himself. It wasn't a sandwich. Turns out, yesterday they said it was a sandwich. Fake news. Today it turns out it was a bag of chips. The video released by police Tuesday appears to show the alleged shooter being chased by one of his teammates following a football practice at park in Apopka. The boy then races to the vehicle in the parking lot, so he was being chased. So he's in fear of his life. He grabs a gun from the passenger side seat. He then walks over to the sidewalk and fires a single shot. Now, he shot 2 kids with 1 bullet. He's always been ahead of his class on taking the initiative to, I don't know how you shoot 2 kids. 1 bullet. Imagine his dad at the barbershop. My Jimmy, a lot of people shoot kids, but it's 1 bullet, 1 kid, but not my Jimmy. He got 2 kids with 1 bullet. He fires a single shot at another boy who is walking away with his back turned. He's a backstabber, a back shooter. Moments later, a woman believed to be his mother can be seen grabbing the gun before holding his hands behind his back. The single shot struck a 13-year-old in the torso and then struck another in the arm. So it went through someone. He got 2 birds with 1 stone. I don't like it. Gang stabs versus kid 16. Gang stabs a kid 16. A 16-year-old boy was stabbed and pummeled. It's bad enough you stabbed him, now you gotta pummel the guy? In a Brooklyn subway station by a group of teenagers who pounced on him, asking if he belonged to a gang. What set you from? That's the 5th stabbing on this page. Tomorrow is No Stab Friday. I'm telling you right now. No stabbings at all. I ain't covering. Shootings, I'll cover. Yes. Stabbing? No. So get them while I got them. There was a stabbing in Bryant Park. I take you there all the time. 2 muggers jumped a man, repeatedly stabbing him in the back. They smile in your face, all the while they want to take your place. Them backstabbers, Mr. Botwright, they're scumbags. 58-year-old victim was ambushed around 1 a.m. by men who demanded he cough up his belongings on 6th Avenue and 42nd Street. At least one of the attackers then knifed him multiple times in the back. The thugs ran off empty-handed. The victim was taken to Bellevue Hospital, where he was then stabbed by a doctor. So that's crazy. I don't know. I made that part. That part I made. It just seems like it can't get any worse for this douchebag. Bob Menendez. This is the senator from Jersey. Last week, the cops, the FBI, raided his home, found $500,000 in cash and another couple $100,000 in gold bars hidden in his wife's panty drawer. With that said, hold on a second, let's see what I got going here. What was I talking about? Something to do with Spain. You got me sidetracked. The cops raided his home. 500,000. Wow. Oh, I take the money out. I put it in my mattress because I sometimes like to sleep on it. He's busted. Gold bars. And after he got the gold bars, let's say December 6th, he went home and he Googled, like a moron, he Googled how much is a kilo of a gold bar worth. Guy's a moron. Anyways, now after this whole hubbub, this hullabaloo, he has now been, his wife has been, turns out she ran over someone, killed him a couple years ago in her Mercedes. This is how the whole thing started. She killed a man in her Mercedes. He went through the windshield. She did not give blood or alcohol tests. Cops apparently in Jersey, when you have an accident, if you're not slurring your speech or anything, then they don't do the necessary whatever. So she didn't do the old, my husband's a senator. She didn't do any of that. She just didn't really answer questions. Anyway, so she got away with the killing. She said the man jumped through her windshield. That's what she said. That's neither here nor there. But the Mercedes is what started this whole thing. Because people came and told him, I'll get you a new Mercedes if you could just help me out on the whatever. And that's called bribery, and that's where the $500,000 is. Oh, shit. Focus. Focus, focus. I apologize. Friendly fire kills a cartel big shot. Ooh, the person who killed him is dead. Can you imagine you're in the cartel and you accidentally kill the leader? You're screwed. I want to show you David, but she's got like 12 people sitting over there. If she walks by, I'm going to holler at her. She'll be on the show. Hi, ma'am. Would you like to sit on my lap? I have a show here. Not you, sir. No. A Mexican cartel boss reportedly was killed by his own men after they mistook him for a rival gang member during a wild shootout at a hospital. They're all dead. And one of the blundering hitmen then turns a gun on himself. That was smart. He just shot and killed the leader of his own cartel. And what does he do? He shoots himself. Because he's like, I ain't getting hung by my thumb. They ain't chopping my balls off until after I'm dead. Once he realized his error, he killed himself. The gun battle broke out at a private hospital in Culiacan. On September 28th, it left 4 people dead, among them secretive Sinaloa Cartel, I don't even mention. Blank was said to have been in charge of blank. Now the blank was blankety blank blank blank. The blank honcho arrived at the Culiacan Hospital Clinic Thursday night to pay for surgery of a fellow blank. Blank blankety blank, who had been wounded in a shootout in blank 3 days earlier, according to the blank blank blank. But the blank foot soldiers guarding blank at the hospital reportedly took blank for an assassin coming to execute the injured blank. They shot him, according to blank. Among the dead were 3 blanks. Some of those names were redacted to protect the innocent. By the way, I think they're all great people. Very handsome, rugged, and manly. A thorny, extinct fear. Earth amphibians. Those are snakes, reptiles, I think. From the thorny spike-thumb frog to the red knobby newt. Now, I had a red knobby newt a couple times. They're pretty fun. Pretty fun. That was back in college. The West African giant squeaker, fire salamander, are being pushed closer to the brink of extinction due to habitat destruction, disease, climate change, and 41% of the species are now extinct. Some of you guys out there will have great grandkids, and they will never know the pleasures of a West African giant squeaker or a thorny spike-thumb frog in the red knobby newt. Grandpa, can we go to the zoo and see a red knobby newt? I don't like anything extinct. I am not doing the crisis. The border crisis, I'm not doing it. I send my love, kindness, and compassion to all those affected. A black man visiting his mother in Atlanta was wrongfully arrested and held for 6 days after facial recognition technology incorrectly identified him as a fraudster and a thief in Louisiana. It's bad enough when you got witnesses going, yeah, that's him, that's him. Now you got facial recognition being racist. That's how it is. You guys been reading about this guy and the thing with it. Randall Karan Reed. Oh, he's getting a lawsuit. It's 6 days of hell, but he's getting a lawsuit. Was visiting his mother on Thanksgiving last year in DeKalb County. Police pulled him over, claiming he had 2 arrest warrants against him for crimes in Jefferson and East Baton Rouge. I was confused and I was angry because I didn't know what was going on, Reed said. Tried to explain to the officers, but they ain't trying to hear him. Despite his pleas, he was arrested, detained for nearly a week as police readied him and extradited him to Pelican State. To the Pelican State. What the hell is that? Louisiana? Someone help me out. What's the Pelican State? The Golden State is California. What's the Pelican State? Reed was identified solely through the use of facial recognition technology that matched surveillance video of the person. You guys want to see the latest fact?
completed, I want it fixed. I don't want.
I'm no fashion.
I don't want to do anything.
But I almost wore this outfit today, so I'm a little surprised, to be honest.
Very well-meaning. I don't want.
That's the new runway fashion. It's a big-ass black ball. There's the model. And there it is by the Eiffel Tower. It's just a big-ass black ball. It's a ball gown. What the hell? The model had trouble navigating the runway. There's the model. All right, I want you to go down. It looks like Grimace. By the way, we're starting a clock on the Boogie Bob show. And it's a countdown to the big day. The McRib, bitch. The McRib is coming back. November 15th. Mark your calendar. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have prizes. The prizes and the giveaways are the McRib. As you know, if you follow my channel the last several years, last year during the, because it's only there for like a month, I had 77 McRibs. I'm still taking poops from those McRibs. The year before, it was a slow. It was 55. I'm going to break over 100 McRibs this year because it's not coming back ever again. That's what they say every year. It's never coming back. And people always send me videos of them making the McRib. Boogie Bob, have you seen it? Here's how they make them. I go, yeah, it's delicious. I honestly think they should come out with a double-decker. A McRib double. Poor Rudy Giuliani. This guy is... He was America's mayor. I lived in New York City during 9/11. I lost my entire fire department. I lost my dear friend on my block who was a flight attendant. I, like anybody else who lived here, was in a fog for a while. Saturday Night Live came out a couple weeks later, and Rudy Giuliani came out, and he said, "It's okay to laugh again." And I can't tell you how much that meant. How much those words encouraged the city to try to get back to normal. And I admired him for that. I didn't like his Gestapo-like tactics, but he did clean up the city. If you were one of those squeegee guys on the corner, and the car pulls up to the red light, and you run out there with the squeegee and you clean their window for money, you're arrested. If you jump a turnstile, you're arrested. Rudy Giuliani did not play. 50% of the people jumping those turnstiles that were arrested had warrants. Some of them were for murders. Anyways, so he cleaned up the city. Rudy Giuliani was America's mayor. He was there at 9/11. He walked down there right after the buildings crumbled. You see him walking down there. And he really took the reins. And then he spiraled into an absolute psychopathic, creepy, Voldemort-looking douchebag. He is now suing Joe Biden. Every lawyer on the planet said the guy's insane. First of all, he lost his practice. He was a lawyer. Guys, this was an attorney general. This was a district attorney. This was an attorney general. He was a district attorney in Manhattan. He's the one who put away John Gotti. He's the one who came and dismantled the mob in New York City. The guy had balls. But I also felt he was a racist, horrible man. But now he is absolutely out of his mind. And he's at the podium yesterday screaming about how he don't fury and booze accused. I don't drink. You think I'm drinking? You must be drunk. If you drink, I think I am. Absolutely drunk out of his mind. Listen, guy's an alcoholic. I don't put anyone down for being an alcoholic. I don't drink. My sympathies to those who are stuck, because it'll get you. Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, protested Wednesday that I'm not an alcoholic when asked about the claims that he's been hitting up the bottle hard, even while providing legal advice for former President Trump. He is now suing Biden because Biden said he was a puppet for Putin. Every lawyer on the planet said it's frivolous. The guy's a moron. But how the mighty have fallen. I actually feel sorry for the guy. A woman gets 75 years. You know that you can go and kill 3 people right now and not get 75 years, right? You know you could be an 80-year-old man with 91 felonies and not get 75 years. A Texas woman, she got 75 years for torture. A Texas mom has been ordered in prison. You guys see any bugs on here? I feel like there's a bug crawling on. For 75 years after she tortured a woman for months. Oh boy, I didn't know it was this bad. Now you torture someone. First of all, don't torture anyone. If you think of someone tortured, okay, where's David Young? David Young, this is that's for you, David Young. This is what I deal with out here. I'm actually going to talk to a manager and see. No more fine-ass women because they're distracting me. Don't they know who I am? I'm a big YouTuber, damn it. There's a gym right here. Got fine-ass shorties walking around. They're looking at me. They're walking by. They're doing this. Licking their lips. I don't know what to do. I get distracted. You think of torture. You think of someone getting you in a headlock or giving you noogies or twisting your arm for 10 minutes. A Texas mom has been ordered in prison for 75 years after she tortured a woman for months by locking her in a dog crate, starving her, and dousing her with boiling water. What a horrible, horrible, horrible person. Alicia Calderon, 37, was sentenced to Tuesday over the sadistic torture of the then 24-year-old woman. Can you imagine you're 24 years old? Can you imagine you're any age locked into a dog cage for months, having scalding hot water thrown on you? She hoodwinked the young woman into living with her in a trailer. Calderon tricked the woman into living with her and then controlled her with unthinkable torture. She severely burned the victim's arms, chest, and back by pouring pots of boiling water on her. She also deprived her of food, locked her in a dog crate, and cut off her communication to the outside world. The horror started in 2019 when the victim, identified as Simone Valdez Junkin, moved into Calderon's trailer to care for her and her kids and a disabled elderly woman. After several months, Calderon took away the victim's phone, restricted her food, locked her in her room. The torture escalated when the victim, who lost more than half of her body weight, was caught stealing some of Calderon's food. You starve her to death. She tries to steal a couple crackers, and then you torture her. I hope Calderon has fun for 75 years in prison. I hope you're somebody's bitch in cell block 7. Sinister wife kill scheme. Been there, done that. Well, sorry. Guys, if you're married, do not hire someone to kill your wife. You don't kill your wife either. I don't joke around about that. Even though I said been there, done that. A jury trial is underway in Pennsylvania for a man accused of trying to kill his wife by rigging a tripwire at the top of the stairs. Disgusting. Sinister indeed. This guy. He's downstairs, she's upstairs sleeping, cooking her eggs and bacon, her favorite. Honey, run down the stairs, I got breakfast here. Also, Brad Pitt's here, wants to talk to you. The lady, of course. You got bacon and eggs and Brad Pitt, you're gonna go running down the stairs. He's got a tripwire at the top. So she does the old Dick Van Dyke down the steps. Prosecutors are alleging that William Dankerstein, Dankerister, Dankestreister. 63, he's Dankestreister Jr., so his dad hated his guts. Intended for his wife Laura to fall to her death so he can collect $300,000 life insurance. No comment. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Don't do it, please. I'll never forget. I told my ex-wife, I got $1 million life insurance. She was like, tell me more. Tell me more. And then I noticed that my sodas had been moved in the fridge. I started going to sleep and putting duct tape around my soda lid. And I'll never forget when she cooked me that delicious meal on my roof and said, honey, let's have a meal sitting on the edge of the roof. Just sit there. Let's look at from the 60th floor, let's look at the beautiful roof. It's so nice. And then we walked hand in hand along the highway. It was beautiful. And for some reason, my shrimp cocktail tasted like strychnine. I don't know what. You get $1 million life insurance, people start doing stupid shit. RJ's in the house. Hi, Tammany. Laura Dankerschreider managed to catch herself before tumbling down the wooden staircase, initially thinking her fall was caused by a loose piece of carpeting. However, upon closer inspection, the wife said she spotted a metal eye hook. That's a little screw with a hole on it. It's a little screw that goes in there, you got a little hole. That's where you tie your wire to. It's an eye hook. This moron had eye hooks. What are you going to tell the cops and the insurance investigators? The cops show up. There she is dead at the bottom of the stairs. He goes, Johnson, looks like she fell. Yeah, let me go to the top first and see if there's any eye hooks. Because morons always think we won't notice an eye hook with string tied to it. However, upon closer inspection, the wife said she spotted a metal eye hooks with fishing line stretched tightly between them, about 3 inches above the carpet. Laura Dankerstreicher said she tripped on her way to the basement of her Deary Township home. In court this week, prosecutors painted a grim picture of the Dankerstreichers' marriage with witness testimony that William Dankers, why do they got to keep mentioning his damn last name? 11 times in one article, Dankerstreicher. He was having an affair. According to reports, William Dankerstreicher defense team plans to cast doubt on Laura Dankerstreicher's. Can't you just say her husband, bro? You're really starting to piss me off. They said their name 11 times in the damn article. A jury trial is underway in Pennsylvania as a man tries to kill his wife, rigging a tripwire to the top of the staircase. Prosecutors are alleging that William Dankerstreicher intended for his wife Laura Dankerscheiser to fall to her death and collect $300,000 life insurance. Laura Dankerscheiser managed to catch herself before trembling down to the wooden staircase, initially thinking that her husband, didn't mention him there, had done it. However, upon closer inspection, the wife spotted metal eye hooks. Laura Dankerscheiser tripped on her way to the basement. Her husband, Mr. Dankerscheiser, had been having an affair. William Dankerscheiser, according to reports, William Dankerscheiser's defense team plans to cast doubt on the alleged affair that may be implying that Laura Dankerscheiser was cheating on William Dankerscheiser. Oh boy, we got some badass cops right here with Baby Young when I need it. 3 female cops, all badass. The writer of this thing was Steve Dankerscheiser. Bo, B-E-A-U, that's Bo, that's a boyfriend. Bo busted in Grand Slay. Oh boy. Why do they even write shit like this? Bo busted in Grand Slay. How about boyfriend busted killing grandma? A beloved 48-year-old grandma. I don't know how old grandmas are. It's pretty young. 48. All right, good for you. You go, girl. A beloved 48-year-old grandma in Brookhaven, Georgia, whose remains were found dumped in an empty field over the weekend, and confided to a friend just days before that she was experiencing tough times with her boyfriend, who's now charged in her death. She was going through some tough times. We had talked about. Piece of shit. Hope he rots in hell. How about that? Ladies, I told you yesterday, this guy is still on the market. Carrie, he's 100% single. He's accused of other kidnapping and sex abuse. This guy kidnapped a 9-year-old girl, took her off her bicycle at an upstate New York camping ground, kidnapped her. They had 400 people looking for her all over the place. They found her bicycle. That was at 6 o'clock in the evening. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he goes to their house, to the victim, to the young girl's parents' house, who lived, I don't know, 80 miles away. He goes to their house and he puts a ransom note in their mailbox. The family wasn't there. They were at the campground looking for their daughter. The FBI comes, finds the note and says, let's run it for fingerprints. They ran it for fingerprints. They said, oh, this belongs to this douche. Craig Ross Jr. They went to his trailer. He lived in his mom's backyard in a trailer. And busted him. And then in the cabinet they found a beautiful young 9-year-old Angel. I still don't know her story, and I don't think I want to know. He's a scary looking man. No shit. I heard the dog start freaking out, really freaking out, so I ran back around to see what was going on, and there was a scary looking man standing over my grandson. He'd been crouching down over the weed whacker. I don't want to. The police are also looking into his mom. They're now suspecting the mom's involved. Police are probing whether the mother of the man accused of kidnapping Charlotte Senna from an upstate New York park last week knew her son was holding the young girl captive. If the mom's in on it, mom needs to go to prison forever. Oh, he's my son. If your son kidnapped a 9-year-old girl, would you tell on him? Yes, he would. Tupac's killer, KCD. There he is, Dwayne Davis. Dwayne KCD Davis. He ran the Southside Crips. He is the co-conspirator. 4 men in a white Cadillac, September 7th, 1996, pulled up at the corner of Cobalt in Flamingo in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the Strip. Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight sat in a brand new BMW. A white Cadillac pulled up beside it at the light, and an arm reached out from the back seat, dumping 9 shots into the car from a .40 Glock. Tupac Shakur shot, hovered in a coma for 7 days, passed away on September 13, 1996. TPD, his nephew, Orlando Anderson, was the alleged trigger man. He was actually killed a year later at a car wash in Compton. The 2 other guys in the car were also murdered, all 3 dead. He's the only survivor. Got away with it for 27 years. About 9 years ago, he started doing the rounds. He wrote a book, and in the book, he described how he handed the gun to his nephew in the back seat. This moron was chasing clout and a paycheck, because you get paid money for that book. He says, I didn't shoot him, but I gave my nephew the gun. That's called accessory to murder. You're in a car, all 4 of them were up for murder, but 3 of them are dead. He went to court yesterday. He will be found guilty and spend the rest of his life in jail. President Biden has a dog at the White House named Commander. Did you know that Trump was the only president in modern history that didn't have a dog? It's almost like a tradition. Hey, I'm the president, here's my Sparky. You know, Truman's got a dog, and Eisenhower's got a dog. Nixon had a dog who hated his guts. Carter's got a dog. Obama had a dog. Trump's the only president that didn't have a dog. No, I don't know why. I'm not hating on him for it. I just find it weird. Well, Biden shouldn't have a dog because President Biden's dog, Commander, has been kicked out of the White House. Why? There has been at least 11 reports. 11 reports of him biting people. A couple of them went to the hospital. Look, you go to the White House, your dog bites you, you're like, ah, shit, that hurts. You don't go tell nobody, unless you a snitch. Well, 11 people had filed reports. Most of those were Secret Service. Hi, sir. I'm here to protect you with my life. Dog's biting you at the dinner table. President Biden's dog, Commander, was recently booted from the White House as reports have emerged that the German Shepherd has bitten more personnel than previously disclosed. There have been 12, I said 11, I apologize, documented biting incidents, including 11 with Secret Service, involving the 2-year-old pooch Commander. When hearing of this, Donald Trump threatened to kill the dog, along with Hillary. That wasn't funny, I apologize. That wasn't even funny. I don't have writers. Jay Leno and them had writers. You guys been hearing about this dog Commander at the White House? It seems he was biting off more than he could chew. I don't have writers. I'm not good at it. Gilgo Beach serial killer. This is the creep. Shit! Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Oye, Ringo Viejo. Oye, Ringo Viejo. 19th right here. Didn't even look at me. She might have scoffed at me. I think she was. I think I looked at her, I winked, and she was. So I don't think it's going that great so far. The Gilgo Arsenal, illegal. This is the creep who is suspected in at least 11 murders, but they're arrested him for 4 murders of women in the sex business. I don't even like that, but that's what they refer to them as, prostitutes. Gilgo Beach serial killer suspect Rex Hewerman. Now, I'm the guy who coined the phrase sewerman. So if you see it on t-shirts, I want my cut. He had a stockpile of weapons, including more than 40 handguns and assault weapons that appeared to be illegal. They pulled over 200 weapons out of his home. Mostly guns. There were several knives and the revelation came as the defendant fought to stop nearly 300 firearms taken from his ramshackle Massapequa home. Several of the firearms were apparently illegal. Could be a whole bunch of stuff. Usually that means that they were changed from semi-automatic, which is bang, 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 to fully automatic, which is brrrr. For example, at least 26 unregistered handguns, 15 unregistered assault weapons, 10 high-capacity magazines, and 2 12-inch dildos were found. I don't know why they put that in. That doesn't... I don't even understand why. I have no idea why they would do that. We're going to have a colder than usual winter, which means Boogie Bob's going to make a little cha-ching. I make my money in the wintertime. In the summertime, I eat my garbage for dinner. Last night, I had a chalupa from Taco Bell from the dumpster there. Delish. Only 2 bites were taken out of it. I starve in the summer. But in the winter, a strengthening El Nino will make the coming winter substantially colder in some regions of the United States. El Nino, we learn stuff on this channel. Oh boy. Hello? Oh, thank you, bro. I can't see it. Rev is my bug detector. And if I got a bug, Rev is the guy. Thank you, Rev. Thank you. Rev is, Sugar Bay didn't tell me that I had a bug on there. This is how I did the news last week. An El Nino is a warming of ocean surface. It happens every few years. Now, February can be an active and intense month. Hi, ma'am. I'm usually, look how cute I am. No? Screwing around and I missed a potential shorty. Got 14 people looking at me and none of them are smiling. See, my cuteness gets me in and out of situations. But I know how to read the room. And if I look around and people are like this, I'm like, they like you. If they're like this, I call that the Mitch McConnell. It means they don't like me. Alright. Let's see what we got going. I told you this is called page 6. This is the gossip column in the Post. It's one of the oldest gossip rags. They changed the name today to Page Swift. I think every story is going to be about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was spotted jetting out of town yesterday evening, sparking speculation that she'll visit her new beau, chief star Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift took a crap at a Burger King in Poughkeepsie, so that's pretty good. Taylor Swift is already in every single story today is Swift related. Now here's Usher. I know that's Usher. Did you know that I was friends with Usher before he was famous? He had a song, "You Make Me Want to Leave the One I'm With, Start a New Relationship." Usher was a hustler. Straight out of Atlanta, come to New York. I'm the man at Motown. I'm the guy whose ring he has to kiss. He used to be, he took me to a boxing match one time at the Garden. He would literally walk around and tell people he's Usher. And they all thought he was an usher. Like, the dude's an usher. When he introduced me as Usher, I thought he was a damn usher. Great kid. Did you know that Usher is the one who discovered Justin Bieber? Found him on YouTube Usher discovered Justin Bieber, who's worth $500 million. You make me want to lose the one I'm with, start a new relationship. I did the same thing for Tyrese. I didn't have anything to do with his career. I gotta take every person that walks by and says I'm Usher and do something with him. He was a go-getter and a hustler, and I love the guy. Could Taylor Swift steal the spotlight from Usher at the Super Bowl? Swift reportedly turned down the halftime show, which Usher is scheduled to play at the big game. I don't know if Usher can pull off a Super Bowl show. Yeah, like 4 songs that I know. Nikki Haley has pole vaulted over Ron DeSantis. Florida, I didn't know Ron DeSantis. This guy's like 49 years old, 37. He's a young kid. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has been overtaken in 2 early voting states by Southern Carolina Governor and Ambassador to the United States, Nikki Haley. She's one person that I hate and like at the same time. She's feisty. Did you ever watch Mary Tyler Moore? One of the greatest scenes in the history of Mary Tyler Moore. Mary Tyler Moore is a reporter in Minneapolis, a young up-and-coming girl, and her boss is the editor, the old curmudgeon. Lou, help me out here. Where's Ambrose when I need him? Her boss is a mean old dude. Ambrose is rude. She's over there and she's trying to do a story, and he pulls her out and he says, "You got spunk." And she goes, "Well, I hate spunk." Greatest line ever. Absolutely one of the greatest. Lou Grant. Ambrose nailed it. "Well, Mr. Grant, I'm working on a story that I think would be, well, you know what, young lady? You got spunk." And you go, "Well, he goes, I hate spunk." Now, I had spunk a couple times, but that was last night. Thieves tee off on Donald. A group of thieves stole at least 60 generators from Donald Trump's National Doral Miami Golf Resort. After hitting the property twice in just a matter of hours on Monday, 2 weeks before he slated to hold a golf tournament. When hearing of the news, Donald Trump immediately blamed Obama. Now that would have been funny if it was Jay Leno. You can't say that was pretty funny. You guys been reading about what happened to Donald Trump? It seems that thieves broke in and stole 60 generators. According to Trump, it was Hillary. I could have said he wanted a recount. It was more than 6 men. Everyone's talking about it. It's going to be huge. Surveillance video shows a white Ford F-150 truck enter the resort's maintenance area around 5 p.m., which is not out of the ordinary, except the driver made off with 30 generators. 5 hours later, cops said the thieves returned and stole 30 more. Excuse me while I dig in my ear. 60 generators. Donald Trump called for the death penalty to all of them. Lou Grant is buried in Grant's tomb with his wife Edie. Now, I did not know that. I know that the Mighty Bull would know because Grant was a Mighty Bull. Know that. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? That used to be the old thing. You say Grant. Well, now you say Lou Grant. Okay, I get it. Lou Grant is buried in Grant's tomb. Oh boy, don't you do it. I'm not doing it. Oh boy. Animal lovers, I love you. Go get a sandwich. If you're an animal lover, go get a sandwich. Have you ever seen miniature horses? They're so super cute. They're horses. They're little teeny tiny horses. A beloved miniature horse in Wisconsin has been found dead and with an arrow through her chest, in what police think may have been an intentional killing. No shit. She got an arrow in her chest, Sherlock. Penny, a 21-year-old miniature horse owned by Wood Weller of Lone Rock, was killed sometime between the 26th and the 29th of September. Weller went on Friday to check after being alerted by a neighbor and found Penny had a crossbow arrow perfectly put into her left center of her heart. What person would do something like that? A New York student, Elizabeth Polanco de los Santos, was back home Wednesday after being spared a year in Dubai in a prison for touching a security guard. Guys, you cannot go to these countries and do the shit you do here in New York. You're in New York and you go up, first of all, you shouldn't do it to anybody. You're at Dunkin' Donuts. You say, "Where's my sandwich?" Push them. Do that shit in Dubai, bro. You will do 3 years in prison. This one got lucky. This one came home. Now, I'm going to be putting up a story. I got to do some more research with my family. But I grew up pretty poor. I didn't have a lot. In my younger years, I was in Turkey around 65, 66, 67, 68. And I remember vividly that me and my brother Gene both got watches. I got a Superman watch and he got an Army Man watch. And they were both this type of strap. Now guys, when you get a strap like this is how pickpockets can get you. They go up and they say, "Hey, can I have the thing?" And what you don't know is they're pushing it out right there and this pops out. And they go, "Yeah, but you gotta, listen, it seems that you're just a little bit, I gotta," and then it's gone. This is how pickpockets on stage in Las Vegas have been doing it for years. You can't do it with the metal. They only go for the ones with these type of clasps, and they're very easy to manipulate, get off. "Sir, are you feeling any resistance here?" And then you just pull it off. Well, I remember vividly a young Turkish boy came up and was doing a wrestling hold to my brother, showing him these wrestling moves. Okay? Now I'm going to make a video, a full video tonight. It should be up in the next day or two. I just got to get some pictures and some receipts, because you know I'll bring my receipts. And a young Turkish boy, me and my brother were 6 and 7, so this kid was probably 12 or 15. We're doing the old, "Oh, let me show you some wrestling holds." No big deal. Thank you. Later on, get home, my brother's watch is gone. These are poor kids in Turkey. He didn't have nothing. All of a sudden now the poor kid in Turkey's got a watch. Very easy to bust him. He got arrested. Parents, his dad was irate. Came to the house crying. I'm a young boy and I remember this 50 years later. Anyways, I want to be very careful how I say this because I never want to come across without receipts. I've told this story for a long time, but I never made a video on it. They amputated his hand. Now, last night when I was getting ready to start making my video, I said, let me just, because I was 6, let me now, I remember the kid coming to the house to say, "Is this the guy?" And they returned the watch and the dad crying and slapping him and stuff. And I remember them coming a month or whatever long it was later with the kid with the stuff. He's showing up like this. Vividly. But I'm never going to put shit out there unless I'm 1,000,000,000% sure. So I Googled last night. That is no longer, and now you'll get 3 years. The only place that still cuts off hands for a theft is Somalia and Saudi Arabia. But they did do it in Turkey forever until the 80s or 90s. So I'm going to speak to my brother tonight, find out, and my sister, exact details. I'll make the video. But a kid stole my brother's G.I. Joe watch. I had a Superman watch, a Timex. It's the only watch I ever had when I was little. And he didn't steal my watch, he stole my brother's. And they did amputate his hand. That's fact, maybe. That's fact, maybe. I've told the story all of my life. but I will never put something on video if I'm not going to have somebody get in my comments and go, that's bullshit. I need to be 1,000% sure, and I am 998. So I'll be putting that up. I actually started doing research last night. And this is my father when he retired from the Air Force. We just came back from Turkey, so how old am I? I'm the little dude in the black sweater right there. My sister. And there's my dad, the war hero. There's my brother Bill behind me in the white shirt. My mom. And my brother Gene. So I will be getting with these guys to get the lowdown. And if I can find a guy walking around in Turkey with one hand, I think I can have him on the show for next Thursday. This show was doing great. It spiraled into shit. Now, I blame Rev. If you have letters to write, we're going to be doing letters to Boogie Bob in a minute, so I hope that you stick around for that. Rikers busted in overtime scam. A Rikers Island corrections officer was hit with federal charges Wednesday for allegedly cheating the city out of $170,000. The guy gets off at 4 o'clock, goes home, watches People's Court, and says he left at 8:30. That's called overtime scam. I have right now about 66 workers, and at least twice a week I catch someone. I just always laugh. The guy last week said he got there at 4:30. He got there at 6:30. So he's ripping me off $60. I go by the honor system. I don't have time cards. You do sign-in sheets. And anyways, this guy was busted. $170,000. James. Here's how they always catch you. This guy was in Aruba. He was in Aruba saying he was at work. And that's how they caught him. He was on vacation, soaking up the sun in Aruba on the Jersey Shore while claiming he was actually on duty. Between 2021 and 2023, he pocketed more than $390,000. This guy's balling out of control. All right, letters. Here are the letters. Boogie Bob, I love your show, from Tammany. Thank you, Tammany. Boogie Bob, great show the other day. Sugar Babe, thank you. Boogie Bob, you are a piece of crap. I despise everything about you. Ambrose, thank you, Ambrose. I want to give shout out of the day to sub of the day, RJ. RJ, every single post, he says, I'm the man. You the man. That's what he said, you the man. Huge shout out to RJ. Thank you for always having my back. We're just doing 3 today. You pick them. Get in there and do the 3. I have the wheel. I'll be bringing the wheel back so I don't have to put the pressure on you guys, but we're just doing 3 today. Hi, Steve. Steve's here, guys. Everybody say hi to Steve. I got Pisces, Sagittarius. I got room for one more. And Leo. That's it. Pisces, Sagittarius, and Leo. There's Sagittarius. There's Leo. Where's Pisces? Pisces, you are a bastard. You know what? I don't appreciate that at all. I don't think, first of all, I don't think you are a bastard. I think whoever wrote that is a bad person. Pisces, the more you have been worrying about something in recent weeks, the more likely it is that your worries will fade and then disappear between now and the weekend. You will probably kick yourself mentally when you realize there has never been any need for doubt. Leo, Mercury moves into your communications area of your chart today and will make it easy to find exactly the right words to describe how you feel. Too often you keep feeling bolted up inside, but now you can and you must give yourself permission to speak up. If someone's a douchebag, you should let them know right away, Kathy. I don't even know why it says that. First of all, I don't know why they're telling Kathy to call someone. Kathy would never do that. RJ would, but no, not Kathy. Sagittarius, make more of an effort to get along with someone who is part of your team. It may sometimes, I think they're talking about you and Ambrose right here. Ambrose, RJ, can I get you guys to stop fighting? Can I be the gap that bridges you guys? Make more of an effort to get along with someone who is part of your team. It may sometimes annoy you that they are not as switched on as you are, but they still have a useful role to play, so help them make more of their talents. Boom. That's it. Shout out to Tanner, the most beloved human being in the chat. Next, it's time for birthdays. Yeah, I'm going to celebrate birthdays. I don't know whose birthday it is. Could be someone great, could be someone crap. Let's see. October 5th, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is a tight end. He's a player for the Kansas City Chiefs. He won himself a couple Super Bowls, at least one. And now he's dating Taylor Swift. He's become the most famous football player on the planet. Last week when they played the Jets, the Chiefs played the Jets, Taylor Swift went to the game. It was the most watched Jets game of all time. Because the Swifties are now watching football. Taylor Swift has power. If Taylor Swift said, I want Boogie Bob dead, I'd be dead by sundown. Little Swifties would be kicking in my door. That's why I always talk so nice about Taylor Swift. Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet, you know her from lots of movies, but I think her biggest one was Titanic. If you've never seen a boob before, Kevin Butler, if you've never seen a boob, you can watch Titanic and see Kate Winslet's boob. Let's see, Bernie Mac. Oh, I love Bernie Mac. I actually saw him do stand-up comedy live. He is funny. Bernie Mac died just absolutely prematurely. Died at the age of 50. One of the funniest men of all time. He was a Libra. He gained popularity as a comedian and won the 2002 Television Critics Award for Individual Achievement in Comedy from the Bernie Mac Show. I'm just kind of... Ray Kroc. Does anybody know who Ray Kroc is? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to tell me who Ray Kroc is. Not 2 minutes. You get 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. Rev has to ruin it for everybody. Ray Kroc, he didn't do the McRib because he was dead by then. But Ray Kroc, there's a movie about him. It's horrible. Michael Keaton plays him. Ray Kroc was selling milkshake machines door to door, driving in his car. You go to a diner and you say, hey, you know, those drive-ins where you go up and you order a burger, it takes you 25 minutes, but they bring it to your car. He would sell milkshake machines. One day on his long ride, he pulls up to a place and they say, well, he says, I'll have a hamburger. They go, here you go, sir. He goes, no, that's not mine. I just ordered. But yeah, I know. Here's your hamburger. He goes, no, somebody else's? Because I just ordered right now. He goes, sir, our hamburgers take 35 seconds to get from us to you. What? It's unheard of. McDonald's. 2 brothers that own McDonald's. Ray Kroc wanted in. It's called The Founder. Very good. Joe Hernandez, extra points. You just want a McRib, my friend. And I don't know if it was called The Founder. Maybe Joe's wrong. I don't know. Joe's wrong a lot. I think he's right this time. But anyways, he actually went in and took their idea and said, I want to franchise this. So he wasn't going to make much money off the franchise. So what he started doing was buying the land the franchise would be on. So he owned the McDonald's. He took that little $50,000 crappy thing and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar, biggest restaurant in the world. Businessman responsible for turning McDonald's into the world's dominant fast food chain after buying the business for $2.7 million in 1961. He ended up buying them out. Before fame, he illegally worked for the Red Cross, as an ambulance driver during World War I. He joined the company in 1954. He was the owner of the San Diego Padres baseball team in 1974 until 1984. Him and Colonel Sanders both experienced late life success when they turned 50. So guys, if you're just turning 50, now's your chance. I'm gonna invent a place called Burger King. He was included in Time 100 Most Important People in the History of Earth, along with Oprah Winfrey. It says here, he sold more cheeseburgers than Jesus did. That's pretty impressive. Anyways, he died at the age of, it doesn't even say here, 81. 1984. He was not the guy who invented McDonald's, but he was a hell of a salesman. I'm just going around the dial. Jesse Eisenberg, you might have seen him from The Network, where he played, what's his face? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He is an astrological scientist and an engineer. He's called an astrophysicist. He has attempted to bring science to the mainstream with shows on Nova. He's the first one to find out that the moon was not made of cheese, which I did not know that. I gotta be honest with you. I thought it was a Munster cheese. Does anybody know who Brian Johnson is? Because I've met him. I'm back in black. Hit the sack. Something the sun. Got to be back. Because he took over. AC/DC was a rock group from Australia. In 1980, they hit it big with Highway to Hell. They were getting ready to be catapulted to superstardom when their lead singer, Bon Scott, went out drinking, was a drinker, and died. Choked on vomit. Many of them choke on vomit. Jim Morrison, Nick Hendricks. You know, when they're drunk or passed out and they're laying on their back and they vomit up, they choke on it. You gotta put them on their side. Anyways, they thought the group was over and Brian Johnson stepped in. Hell's bells! His voice is not for everybody, but he took them to become the biggest heavy metal group on the planet. Lead vocalist and songwriter for the Australian rock group AC/DC, the group known for songs hits as Highway to Hell and Back in Black and many more. You better stop it, Kevin Butler. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much, Kevin Butler. I appreciate it. Very much.
But when you're driving back,
Steve Miller. Anybody know Steve Miller? Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. I actually got a fight over Steve Miller because he had a song, Big Old Jet Airliner. Don't take me too far away. Big old jet airliner. It's a big old jet airliner. And I had a friend who swore to me that he was saying, we go back Carolina. We go back Carolina. I go, dude, he's saying big old jet airliner. And we got a fist fight in my living room. He also did the joke. I'm a joker. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And just probably very slept on as a guitarist. Very, very slept on as a guitarist. Sorry, this is where the thing slows down. I'm just going through the dial here. I don't know any of these guys. This is where Ambrose always ruins. Chester B. Arthur. He was a president. Most of you never heard of him. He was the 21st president. after the assassination of President James A. Garfield. James A. Garfield was shot and killed, and this dude came in and became the guy. Chester A. Arthur. That's why you never heard of him. Nikki Hilton, the little sister of Paris Hilton. Guy Pearce, Australian actor. I love Guy Pearce. He's great. I'm just calling Dr. Fine, calling Dr. Howard, calling Dr. That's Larry Fine, one of the Three Stooges. Went to synagogue right here. He was one of the Three Stooges. Look at this. James the Nerd's in the house. James, I'm glad you're here. I was just getting ready to read letters to Boogie Bob. Dear Boogie Bob, I enjoy your show, but James the Nerd is a piece of crap. Please don't have him back. First of all, Rev, I find that insulting. I don't know why you would say that, but everybody has a right to their own opinions. Here's Valerie. Valerie is super sweet. Boogie Bob, I enjoy your show very much, but unfortunately I have stopped watching since you ruined my confidence in you by bringing that piece of shit, James the Nerd, on your show. Valerie, what if James was watching right now? That'd be Tammany. Now, Tammany is always nice, no matter what. Boogie Bob, I actually enjoyed when James the Nerd left your show. I enjoyed it very much when he left your show. Please don't have him back. He's shit. Well, the people have spoken. James the Nerd. James the Nerd says Tammany sent death threats to his house. Now, she's done that to me a couple times too, but I don't think you have anything to worry about. I would worry about Ambrose more than anyone. And Bone Man. Bone Man's not here today, but Bone Man will touch you. That's a fact. Gwen Stefani. Don't speak. I know what you're thinking. Gwen Stefani, happy birthday. 54 years old today. David Beckham. I think we did Gwen Stefani the other day. James the Nerd has even ruined the show from home. Larry Fine, one of the Three Stooges, he was actually their cousin. So if you didn't know, it was Mo Howard, Curly Howard, and Larry Fine. Born Louis Feinberg. They were all Jewish. They had to change their names to get work in Hollywood in the 40s, 50s. He was Louis Feinberg, changed his name to Larry Fine. The frizzy-haired member of the Three Stooges comedy team became known for his wits and his skills on the violin. His memorable films include Disorder in the Court and the hospital spoof film Men in Black. All right, let's see. I'm trying to get through here before James ruins it. You got it. You're racing against the clock when James is here. Do you know who this is? That's Bob Geldorf. Bob Geldorf was actually in the group called the Boomtown Rats. And I didn't know shit about them, but Bob Geldorf left them and started giving his life to helping people. If you heard of the U.S. Band-Aid. The big ass thing, the aid. That was him. That was all him. Band-Aid supergroup in 2017. He raised hundreds and hundreds of millions of people around the world. I'm just going around the dial here. Jeff Conway. I love Jeff Conway. Such a great guy. You know him from the TV show Taxi. He ended up battling drugs, horrible, horrible drug addiction for decades. And he was also in Greece. God bless him. Grant Hill, the basketball player, shout out to him. I'm just going through the dial. I'm trying to get here. Guys, you have to really, really work hard and fast when James the Nerd's in the house. Otherwise, he'll tear the whole shit down like he did the other day. Another great one. That's Daniel Baldwin. That's the biggest brother of Alec and all the other ones. Hi, Bria. Bria's sending me a note here. Bria usually hits me up only when she's hungry. She calls, I answer the phone, I say, what are you hungry for? I don't know any of these people. There's a lot of names. Sorry guys, I'm scrolling the best I can. Clive Barker. You know Clive Barker, the famous author and director and Candyman, Hellraiser, all those. Sorry guys. It used to be like there'd be 20 names, now there's hundreds and you gotta kind of go through them. That was it for the birthdays, but now let's do the death days because we only celebrate, have a full night on the show. We'd like to have that. Famous deaths. Today is 10/5. On this day, Boogie Bob's career died. Bria is never hungry for me. That's the problem. Boogie Bob's old and doesn't. Back in the day, I'd be like, oh my God. Now I'm like, that's how I am. Today is the death day of Steve Jobs. Look who's in here. Cindy Brown Ocean. Hi, Cindy Brown Ocean, my business partner, my friend, my manager, my employee. Cindy Brown Ocean, call me tonight. I have your hours, what you went over and everything. Cindy Brown Ocean's awesome. It's awesome. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a guy who's smiling here, but was a total douchebag to every person he interacted with, including his daughter. Not a good person. He was loved by all because he was a billionaire entrepreneur guy. He didn't create, he didn't code, he didn't do any of that. The other Steve Wozniak and all those guys did all the hard, heavy lifting, but he was the brains behind the operation, so he became a multi-billionaire. And he led the personal computer revolution with Steve Wozniak during his time as CEO at Apple. The company released revolutionary things like the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, and the iToilet. Who's this? I tell you, I get no respect. Get no respect. It's Rodney. Many people's favorite comic. He would have really crappy jokes, but he got them from like Henny Youngman. Henny Youngman would come out and say, take my wife, please. Or I just took my wife on a pleasure trip. I dropped her off at the airport. This was many of his favorite jokes. He was the king of the one-liners. I don't get no respect, I tell you. I get no respect. When I was born, the doctor slapped my mom. Stuff like that. Huge comic. He died in at the age of 82, 2004. Brian Pillman, absolutely great wrestler, died, of course, drugs, unfortunately. And wrestling guys, you wrestle 350 days a year. You're traveling, and a lot of times in a damn car. Tonight you wrestle in Philadelphia. Tomorrow you're in Florida, and you got to drive. Nowadays, most of the big time are in planes, but you're driving, and then you get there. You're so tired and you're so sore. You have to take pain meds to go to sleep. And then you get up in the morning. You're so tired. You got to do your match, and you got to do crank and coke and everything else. So the ups and downs destroys them all. If you type in dead wrestlers, you will be shocked. There are thousands, as a list, thousands of them, and why they died, how they died. Eddie Kendricks. You know Eddie Kendricks, he was one of the Temptations. He sang the way you do the things you do. He just said, just my imagination once again, running away with you. He had the high-pitched voice of an angel. Absolute. Absolute. I'm just going around the dial here. Let's see what we got here. This one. I don't see any names that are really sticking out. I do feel a damn bug crawling around my head. For all the ladies who don't like my rugged look, tomorrow I'm cleaning up. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. There's a rumor I might even take a shower, but I'm not gonna say that just yet. I'm not. Oh my God. Sexual assault. It happened everywhere. But did you think that sexual assault would happen at CIA headquarters? A female spy in training is suing the CIA, accusing the agency of pressuring her not to report an alleged sexual assault against her that took place in the stairwell of the agency's Virginia headquarters. The woman, an unnamed 35-year-old clandestine service trainee, claims a fellow cadet snuck up behind her in a stairwell at the Langley headquarters in 2022, wrapped a scarf tight around her neck, began strangling her with it, and tried to kiss her forcibly. After she reported the incident to law enforcement, the suit claims the agency refused to allow authorities to serve a protective order against the woman's alleged attacker, and its headquarters. The cadet was later convicted of sexual assault. We are not able to comment, said the CIA. When Donald Trump heard about it, he blamed Obama. Well, think about it, guys. This never happened when I was president. I was watching these guys, these reporters, they go to these Trump rallies. And they ask questions. Now, listen, there are a lot of really smart people at Trump rallies. But there's also dummies, and there's going to be dummies at Biden rallies, but most people don't do rallies. Trump loves his rallies. So they come and they ask people questions. They asked this one guy about 9/11. He goes, yeah, that was Obama's fault. The reporter goes, why? He just, was never around and stuff, playing golf, not in the office. The guy goes, well, that's because President Obama was a Chicago congressman when it happened. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he could have been. It's Obama's fault. 9/11 was Abraham Lincoln's fault, if you think about it. If you really get down to the nitty-gritty. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank James for letting us bust his balls. I want to thank Sugar Babe. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Loco's in the house. What's poppin', Loco? How are you? Kevin Butler, thank you for being you. You are amazing. Seashells down by the seashore. God bless you. Rev, thank you. RJ, Valerie, Tammany, Steve's in the house. RJ, I'm trying to think. I'm not good at this. I want to thank, I learned that word plethora. I want to thank a plethora of you for being plethora. I will talk to you again soon. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please be kind. Please be loving. Be good to yourself because you definitely deserve it. Spread a little love and sunshine wherever you are, and the world will thank you for it, and I will be your biggest fan. David Gum. I can't leave without saying goodbye to Ambrose, David Gum. Of course, Joe Hernandez. That's my boy. And Valerie. Love you all. Talk to you later. Bye. I sure hope that James the Nerd didn't ruin that show.